and joins me now from Russia. Welcome to the programme. First of all, let's get what the feeling is in Russia about this. Russia, of course, has been denying that they are going to be invading, incursing upon Ukraine. But, of course, more than 100,000 troops around the border. What's going on?
Well, at least from the Russians that I've spoken to and what I've seen on the news here, it's not the main story. It's not the way that it is in the West, where we're focusing in on it every single day, every hour. Here in Russia, people are much more concerned with Kamila Valieva, the figure skater, being reinstated to the Olympics. Much more worried about issues related to the economy. It hasn't been the number one story here.
That's really fascinating because, of course, in America and Britain particularly, and continental Europe to some extent, this has been the number one foreign policy issue, to some extent the number one story. Is this just Mr. Putin trying to create chaos, sow division, spread mistrust and get people thinking different things to promote his agenda through the chaos?
I think that's definitely a major aspect of it. I can't, presume to say what Putin is thinking, but what he's been able to accomplish with this is to get Russian security concerns back onto the world agenda. He's gotten world leaders to come to him, quite literally coming to Moscow to speak with him. He's gotten, this to become such a major issue that, again, we're readdressing the idea of NATO expansion. And, for years, decades almost, this hasn't been talked about at such high levels. So Putin has been able to accomplish that regardless of whether or not he ends up invading.
So are we being played then? Is the West being played like a fiddle by Mr. Putin? As you rightly say, world leaders from presidents, prime ministers, chancellors, foreign secretaries, defence secretaries, all descending upon Moscow. People talking about ending the expansion of NATO as if NATO was some kind of expansionary power, not a defensive alliance that people can choose to join. I wonder, is Putin winning even if he doesn't invade Ukraine?
Well, I do think that regardless of what happens going forward, he's definitely won a lot of the narrative battle, and he's gotten a lot of just airtime and concession in the sense that people have had to address these issues. That he's been able to kind of divide the NATO members so that we get different responses at times between France and Germany, the UK and the US. So he's definitely been able to manipulate things and get things going in that direction that he wants to. I think the most important thing going forward is for us to listen to what the Ukrainians are saying. They're the ones who obviously have the most stake in this. They're the ones who know the situation best. And as President Zelensky has been saying, panic doesn't help anyone except for Putin. Countries pulling their people out of embassies, companies stopping their flights to Ukraine is only going to isolate the country and strengthen Putin's hand. So that's really a worry that I think we should really be focusing on.